everybody. I'm working down in the studio downstairs, as you can see behind me. There's a lot of paintings in here. And today I'm gonna work on either one of these canvases, which are gessoed already. Not perfectly gessoed. There was a painting underneath each of these canvases and I'm reusing them. Not my dad's work, somebody else's. Don't worry. First I'm going to grab some water for my brushes. I'm not using too much water because I'm wanting to use a painting medium to kind of ease the paints and to extend them a bit. I'm using acrylics, and I think I'll start just with a dark base on one of these canvases. So I'm actually going to paint over the gesso and make it dark. So first I'm going to grab matte medium and figure out how I'm going to mix my paints. Put the canvas to the side for a minute. There's a piece of plexiglass here, and it's just a simple piece of plexiglass, and I really like to mix my paints on plexiglass. It's fun, it feels good. That's about it. So taking a bit of the paint out of there, you can see, and putting that on the plexiglass. There's actually a bit of red in this. Somebody out there was mixing paint there before. So I've got a good clump of paint on the plexiglass right now, and then I'm going to mix it with medium. So the black shows up really well on the plexiglass. You can see I got a good chunk of it. I like to work with copious amounts of paint usually, but I'm trying to be conservative because who knows how long it'll be till the art supply stores are open again. So I'm just mixing the matte medium in, and it's giving me a little bit more product to work with here. Can you hear the goopy sounds? So that's me mixing with black with the medium. And going with a bigger brush for now. I'm going to use this one just to cover the one canvas here. And it's alright that I'm going dark on this canvas to begin with. It's a different way of working. It's just working from dark to light. And I'm doing more of abstract work. So I'm just giving it a good base. And this is going to be a matte black. Looks glossy now, but it won't be. And the medium that I used is really helping this paint with its stretch and pull, and it's giving it a little bit more of that. As I'm painting with it, I can feel the difference, as opposed to paint that hasn't had a medium added to it. Okay, so that's the canvas painted black, and it's given it a little bit of texture with the different brush strokes on there. And now I can go back in and finish off the edges. I always like to paint my edges as I go along with the painting instead of leaving them to the end. It's just a good rule of thumb to paint your entire canvas as you go. And I'm going to leave actually the bottom edge so it can dry, and then I'll finish painting that in a few minutes. The good thing with acrylic paint is that it doesn't take forever to dry. It's a fun medium that way. Okay, so there we go. And I just have the bottom so it doesn't stick to the, let's paint the bottom. I'll just have to hold it like a pizza pie. There. Okay, so I'm getting a little messy, but it's fun. So this canvas, I'm going to use up some of the black paint here that I've been working with, but I'm going to add some pumice, some coarse pumice gel, and that should give it a really interesting texture. If you can see that. It's just like sand. And I'm going to add in a little bit of, let's do gloss this time. Oh no, it's not. Let's do a little bit more of the matte medium. Just a bit. Again, just to help kind of ease it up and integrate with the black paint. sounds scratchy. It is. It's like working with sand, basically. Okay. So I'm going to show you what that looks like now. As you can see, it's got some amazing lift, and that's kind of what I'm going for. Before I put that on the canvas, I'm going to add a couple fields of color. Maybe some blues. And I'm just going to work with it straight from the pot here. And just going by feel on the canvas, just enjoying the feel of the paint and responding like intuitively to the direction I'm going on the canvas. Getting some of the edges done at the same time, so that it flows if it's in a shadow box kind of frame ever. I laugh because framing is a whole other thing, and a whole other person would need to do that, and just wondering when these things will happen. But not to worry, just being in the moment right now. So I've covered a little bit more than half of the canvas with this blue, and I'm going to integrate a little bit of green. And just using the same brush and probably getting paint all over myself, I'm going to squirt that on. Looks cool that way. But also cool when you move it around. And integrate it a bit with the blue. Gonna leave it there. So I've got green and blue on the canvas and an area of white still across there and across the top. And I think I'm going to use a darker green. A darker green. And go across the top with it, and finish my edge on top with it. Just really enjoying myself, playing with the colors and enjoying moving the paint around. Okay, so far this is what I've done. I've gotten the edge done with some green, put some blue in the middle from the top down and some brighter green at the bottom. And working my edges as I go. Might add a bit of the green here to the edge actually. And a little bit more dark green. Just in this area here. Just to give it more depth. You can see it's gonna look a little bit different when it dries. But should be an interesting piece. Now what I'm feeling like doing here is working the green on the bottom a little bit. Or working with this white area and this white area here. But I'm going to think about it a little bit more. I'm just going to be at peace with it for a while and let it exist on its own. But what I really want to do is get some of this black pumice paint on the canvas before it gets too dry. So just covering my paints because they dry fast. And the only way to keep them from drying is to keep them covered in their pots. Pots of paint are the funnest. Tubes are okay too, but then you're putting the paint out, and how do you cover it? How do you keep it so that you can use it if you're not using it all? Yeah, just got to do more paintings, I guess. So here's the pumice. I'm gonna look at my work so far here, and I think I'll put it down and just look at it to see where, yeah, I'm feeling the pumice is gonna go down here. And it just kind of grates on in a big clump. So I'm using a palette knife and just enjoying spreading it around. I don't want to cover up too much, and I think I actually might take a rag and lift some of it. And see what happens underneath that. Okay, so this piece, I've done a little bit of pumice work on there. And I'm going to go back into it again. Just looking at it on the screen makes me aware that I want to change it. And a lot of times that happens if you take a picture of your work. Then you have a different experience of it. here's some of the efforts so far. And this is the direction that I've been working. And I think at this point, I'm going to do one more bit of pumice and then let this dry and go back into it probably a little bit tomorrow. Okay, so I think this is a good resting place for this painting. Just needs a tweak. Uh-huh. There we go. So you can see the lovely texture that the pumice adds. And we'll see how it dries up and get back to working on it another time. So thanks for watching my video of some painting efforts, and I hope you guys are staying creative, and I wish you all well.